Right then folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today we've got a beer coming out of Dark Star, and it is their Wai-iti Hophead, a hoppy golden ale coming in at 3.8% ABV. There we are. Dark Star, well, I don't have too many beers from them, but I tend to pick up any new one that is in Waitrose. They used to come out like every couple of months, and I remember when they came out first, like on the old channel, you might remember, I had that creme brulee that came out, and that's always it was probably one of the best Dark Star beers you can get. And that came out, and they're also doing that in a 4-pack, and then they did another one, and then I can't remember what the last one was called, like Skylab or something like that. But they only did it in 4-packs, and I think that really kind of like stumped the sales of it. And as a result, well, stumped the sales of it in supermarkets and stuff. And as a result, they may well have sold more, but it was on the shelves a lot longer. So yeah, I saw this one in there the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, well that's new. Let's give that one a go. I must say as well, Waitrose has really slimmed down their beer selection. It seems that they're not going constantly on craft, and I think this seems to be a bit of a thing on the whole, not just Waitrose, but I noticed Tesco's is much the same as well. There's less craft, and I'd say there's probably a little bit more kind of bottled ales selection than there was before. I think it's not that the craft beer bubble is bursting. I just think that breweries are getting squeezed to the point of it's just not cost effective for them to sell to a supermarket anymore, unless you're doing a certain product like a real ale or something like that. But just an observation of the moment. Yeah, anyhow, out of this world beer, we know it's well and truly in the world, and very much not out of this world. But I picked it up mainly not just because it's a new Dark Star beer, but also because it's using Wai-iti, and that's a hop that you don't really see that much around in the UK anymore. But Wai-iti, New Zealand hop, of course. I've used it in my New Zealand IPA this year. Yeah, there we go. Hophead Wai-iti. So I'm guessing Hophead is a standard beer. I'm fairly sure it's a standard beer that they do, but it's the Wai-iti version. Born underground in the cellar of a Brighton pub, Dark Star is a hobby that got out of control. Fueled by hops and limitless imagination, we escape the orbit of ordinary on our endless search for out-of-this-world beer. I like how they say born underground in the cellar of a Brighton pub. It's owned by Fuller's, which is owned by Asahi. We have dry hopped a batch of our classic Hophead with lashings of Wai-iti hops from New Zealand. This brings a stone fruit, lime citrus aroma to the beer, which balance beautifully with the classic Hophead malt base of extra pale malt and caramel. Not forgetting, of course, the elderflower hit from the Cascade hops. So, Cascade, Wai-iti, anything else, I don't know, but still a Hophead, as you have never seen it before. Yeah, Dark Star Brewing Company, Asahi, registered office, Griffin Brewery. So, yeah. Best before, see the base. I think that says 8th of August 2024, or it might be, oh yeah, it's 8th of August 2024, so plenty of time on it, as you'd expect, being quite fresh. It is the 19th of September today, so I picked this one up last week, I think it was. But yeah, we'll put it out the glass and see what it's like. Quite, well, expectedly clear, but quite light as well in colour. I don't think I've ever had a Hophead for... In fact, I might have had a Hophead the other day. I want to say the other day, like 2 months ago, but down at the Fuller's pub just down there. But I think it was a Hophead I had. It was a Dark Star, whatever it was. I probably should have had a standard Fuller's instead. But anyway, slight haze on it. I'd say chill haze more than anything. Single finger Whitehead. Nose is, you get that Cascade, light citrus, the elderflower note. I understand where they're getting that from, really. Slightly floral. It's all right. Dive in. Cheers. It's very light, very thin. ABV at 3.8. It's going to be that way. Extra pale, not really giving you any colour, of course, you wouldn't expect it to. It's quite dry, mildly bitter, lemony, quite clean, bit of a herbal touch. There's nothing really that jumps out at you. There's a touch of grapefruit and limey, kind of lemony limey note, but there's nothing really jumping out at you with this one at all. It's a bit of a boring bland beer, but it's almost like it's a quality base, but it's something that you could really go to town on in terms of if you were to just put more hops in. Just the malt base and everything, and the way that interacts with the hops leads me to thinking this is going to be sold like en masse, and it will be en masse across like London pubs and easy drinking and clean and everything like that. It's not offensive. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit yeah. Yeah, Wai-iti Hophead from Dark Star. It's okay, but definitely not out of this world. See you on the next one. Cheers.